You just got MLB The Show 25 for sale on Xbox. You're looking for one of the cheapest and easiest, best teams in the game. I just created one of the best budget teams you can make for very little stubs and very little grinding that can compete with almost any team in this game. I'm going to walk you through every player that I put on this team, as well as how I got these players, or some videos linked to show you exactly the easiest methods that might take a little bit longer in this video to explain. But for the most part, I'm going to show you how to get every card in this team. First, we're going to start with our outfield and go over how to get these guys. First, it's going to be James Wood in left field. He's a 93 overall, just came out, is one of the best left fielders in MLB The Show 25. And he has decent fielding, but a great bat and one of the best swings in the game. Almost everyone can use James Wood in this game and succeed. And he takes very little grinding to get, and we'll go over exactly how to get him after this. Adolis Garcia is going to be our center fielder. He's super easy to get. A righty bat that is very good on both sides of the ball, has a great swing, great clutch, elite in the outfield as well with 73 speed. He also is used on a lot of squads that I even faced today for the God Squad, so trust me, he's a very good card to have. And lastly, in the outfield, we have this Jason Dominguez, who's normally a left fielder, but we're putting him in right field as he's a switch batter with a good swing, good contact on both sides, decent power on both sides with great clutch, as well as decent fielding in this game to get the job done with 71 speed. And if you're new to the game and you're wondering what certain attributes do what, I'll quickly go through and explain them. Contact versus right and left is the PCI size that you have, aka the batter's eye size that you have when facing either a right or left-handed pitcher. Same thing with the power, self-explanatory, the power you get versus those left or right-handed pitchers. Clutch is going to be the CLT, which is going to be how big that PCI is, combined with your contact rating against those specific pitchers. So say you have a 125 contact, which is the max vision contact you can have. You'll be facing pitchers when there's people on scoring positions with a 125 PCI comparative to a 103 or a 112. Bunting is quite obvious and drag bunting is quite obvious. Durability does absolutely nothing. Discipline does absolutely nothing. Vision is how big your outer PCI is, as well as how easy you can foul balls off. So if you have a lower vision, you're going to strike out more. If you have a high vision, you're going to be able to keep balls in play or at foul balls. And then fielding, arm, accuracy, and reaction are all pretty self-explanatory, along with speed, steal, and base aggressiveness, which does absolutely nothing. But let's get into how to get these players. First, you're going to go to the programs, which is going to take you to the assorted programs. This is how you're going to get the Adolis Garcia. You're going to go to this program right here, the MLB Rivalry Weekend. This is 75 stars to complete. You also get a 90 Hunter Brown, who's very viable. You get a ton of packs, you get a ton of XP, and it's double XP right now, so you want to take advantage while doing this. All you have to do is go through and do some moments. They give you a ton of moments to do here. So if you go through and do these moments, that's truly all you need to do. And once you're done the moments, you literally can you'll get the Adolis Garcia. It is super easy to do. It's not that complicated. You also could do the Conquest map as well if you want to. I have a whole video on how to do Conquest maps in a previous video if you want to go look that up, the fastest way to do them. That's another good way to also get packs while doing this, but you can literally just do moments and you'll get Adolis Garcia pretty easy, along with Hunter Brown. Then the spotlight moment. This is the brand new spotlight that just came out for James Wood. I did this on stream a few days ago if you want to go check out how to do it, but there are a ton of moments you can do to get started, as well as do some missions. I made a whole video on the easiest way to get through these in the past, but for the most part, you'll get a ton of very good cards that are also usable on your team. But you go through, you do the moments, you do these missions for the players that you get throughout your grind. So once you get Clement, once you get Cameron, once you get the Santana, you put them into your squad, you load into a mini seasons game, and you use them until you get enough player XP. Load that up. You do all the stats missions as possible. Make an entire team of left fielders. Make an entire team of right fielders. Make an entire team of shortstops. Get these missions done while you can. Pitch with Tigers pitchers. Get Nationals pitchers. You can play on play versus CPU on rookie. You can play on mini seasons on rookie. Any way possible to get these done. And then once you're done this program, you'll get the James Wood along with a ton of packs and allow yourself to get a ton of stubs. This spotlight drop is a 10 out of 10 must do with the amount of packs, amount of XP you get along the way. Then you do the same thing for the Jason Dominguez, but the Jason Dominguez is only 50 stars, not 100, so it's way easier to get him. You do the moments, you do a few missions here. It's super easy to get them done. The drop 2 players, you can go through and filter through those guys, or you can just do the load a full team of left fielders, load a full team of first baseman, get the starting pitcher Ks, which you can get in damn near one mini seasons game, and then get out of there. For the newer players that don't know, you also can load into CPU games, with custom stadiums, which again, I've made a video in the past on custom stadiums. They're super easy to import. If you don't know, you can literally chat GPT. It's super easy to look up, but you can do custom stadiums in a play versus CPU mode. After 6 batters, or you go through 1 inning, you can quit out of the game and the stats will count. So if you go through 4 innings and you quit out of the game, the stats will count. You do not have to play the whole game, just so you guys are aware. Then you're going to get this Mark Colorstorm player, third baseman from the Mets. He's a great third baseman to have, especially when you're starting out, and he's very easy to grind for. Same thing with Ezequiel Tovar for the Colorado Rockies. I have full videos on how to do these two as fast as possible, so make sure you go check that out. But you're going to find that in Team Affinity. If we go to the Mets first, super easy. You go here, you go to Mets Colorstorm, and this is exactly how you do it. You do 1 moment, you get 10,000 XP, and then simply you just have to do a few moments. It's double XP right now, so getting these XP missions are super easy to do. All you have to do, tally bases with Mets, get inning pitch with the Joel Franco card, which you get from the other Team Affinity. From this My Journey, this literally takes 30 minutes to get him. It is super easy to get John Franco, I promise you. It's one of the most popular videos I think on the channel is how to do this for Team Affinity. It is super duper easy. It takes 30 minutes to get him. It takes 30 minutes to get the Mark card as well. So again, very easy to get. I promise you, it's maybe an hour grind for both of these players, but they're very good players, and I would highly suggest doing that grind. Plus, you get a lot of stubs, a lot of packs along the way. Same thing with pretty much all these players. So far, we've spent 0 stubs, and we have a pretty good team. Now is where we're going to spend some stubs. First off, you're going to go get this Carlos Delgado, which again is a grind card. Super easy to get. Let's quickly go through how to get him. What you're going to do is go to assorted programs. You're going to go to the Moonshot program. It's 100 stars to get him. You also get a Brian Roberts, who's a very viable second baseman. If you get to the end of this, you don't have to get to the end of this. All you have to do is go through the liftoff, which is a 10 for doing that moment, and you'll get all of these cards to start. They're common cards, right? Super easy to get. Then you go through, do the missions with these cards. You literally just have to pitch them. Again, double player XP right now. So super easy to do this. Go into a mini seasons game, pitch like all these guys. All you need is 150 player XP, and then go through and do some of the missions for the other guys. Or you can just get 1 home run with the Moonshot Series players. So you'll get all of these players along the way, which are super easy to get. And then once you get 16 of these cards, which you'll get just from pretty much the program, you'll be able to unlock Carlos Delgado. He's super easy to get, or if you really have the stubs and you pay for them, you can go through and buy some of these players. They're pretty cheap, 2,000 stubs, and you can just pretty much go through and buy yourself a Carlos Delgado if you'd rather do it that way. But the grind way is very easy to do. It doesn't take a lot of time, as well as you can stack doing that program with other programs that you're doing as well, for the Jason Dominguez, for the Adolis Garcia, for whatever else. You can stack these and do them side by side. But this Carlos Delgado is one of the best budget first baseman. I've seen God Squads use him. He's truly a great player with a great swing. He bats 444 for me. An elite player all around. I love using him. Then the rest of these cards you are going to buy. Jorge Polanco is a great second baseman, switch hitter. He is 20K, so a little bit on the higher end, but definitely easy to get. Great contact left, great contact right, good overall stats all around across the board. One of the best players in the game, and there's a lot of God Squads that still use him as their second baseman. He's a very elite player. Jason Varitek is literally 8,000 stubs. Super easy to get him. Switch hitting catcher. One of the best budget catchers you can get in the game, along with Jock Pearson, who's a Moonshot Series. So if you want to get him while you're out there, he's 15,000 stubs, but he's truly one of the best DHs in the game. You can just see it pops off the charts with his power, with his contact, with his clutch. Obviously, one of the best swings in the game, as Jock Pearson always does. His fielding is non-existent, which is why you have him at DH. On the bench, we just have a few very viable players that you can either buy. You can buy Xander Bogaerts. You can buy Ricky Henderson. You can buy Mickey Mantle. And the Brent Rooker, I showed you exactly how to do with the Mark and the Tovar card. So you can do it with them the same way you do with Brent Rooker and get him as well. He's also another elite DH if you want a righty instead of a lefty on the squadron. But starting pitchers, let's get into the rotation. I am missing, obviously, Shohei's not going to be in the lineup. It is going to be Corbin Burns. You go and buy him from the auction house. I think he's truly like 8K right now. He's a new Threads card. He looks like the Walker Buehler, but it's Corbin Burns. I don't have him right now on my team, so I can't show you him, but that's who I would have in this slot. So it's not Shohei Ohtani, just to make sure you guys know. First off, we're going to start Dustin May. He's a program reward. The exact way you get Adolis Garcia is the exact way you get Dustin May. I don't really have to show you. Super easy to get. You get him for like 40 minutes of grinding. And he's one of the best pitchers in the game, period. He's a top 5 pitcher in the game. Garrett Cole is a guy I didn't really mention in my starting pitchers one, but he is a viable enough option to where you can get him for free for doing the pipeline program. Same type of program as the Adolis Garcia, as the Jason Dominguez. You do them the same way. Missions, moments, very easy to get this card. Walker Buehler is a buy card. Buy him for 8,000 stubs, or you can do Diamond Quest and grind for him, but you can always buy him for 8,000 stubs. It's probably the easiest method to get him if you want him fast. One of the better pitchers in the game still. Garrett Crochet is a very good budget option as well. 3,000 stubs if you want him. A lefty that a lot of people on lower difficulties have harder times hitting. And then Corbin Burns is one of my favorite pitchers in the game, who would be my normal number 2 spot here. Is another player you can buy for about 8,000 stubs. In the bullpen, you have Mark Davis, Ben Joyce, Blake Treinen, Jeff Hoffman. You know how to get these guys. You saw the video by now. You've already paused it, gone back and watched the other video on how to do it. Or you're waiting till the end and you guys know exactly how to do it. But Mark Davis is 2,000 stubs, super easy to get. Lefty in the pen is viable, definitely, especially at lower options. Ben Joyce, Blake, like these guys will carry you if you're on lower difficulties. And they're, again, super easy to grind for. In 2 days, I was able to get 13 of these fuckers. I promise you, it is not that hard. I promise you. And when I say 2 days, I mean 2 days of 2 streams, which is like 3 hours long at most. So a total of like 5 hours of grinding, 4 hours of grinding is all it takes. I know it sounds like a lot on the surface, but you get a ton of packs, a ton of stubs, and more stubs to buy better cards that you don't even need to use some of these guys. But anyway, I digress. Josh Hader, 4,000 stubs, super easy. Michael Kopech, 3,000 stubs. Gregor Soto, 1,000 stubs. Hobby Milner, 700 stubs to close out the pen. That is 2 lefties, 2 righties, or you have 4 lefties and 4 righties on this pen. One of the best bullpens you can make for very, very cheap. If I'm missing any options, let me know. But this is the team I constructed. It's pretty easy to grind for. It's a good mix of buying and grinding. Realistically, this team shouldn't take you too long to grind for. A lot of it is moments, so just grind your moments challenges. What you can do to do those moments is super easy. You back out of the game, you go down, you go to moments right here. It is super easy to do. And you go through and you can just click these and literally just go through and grind them like one at a time. It won't take you back to any menus. You can just kind of do it how Madden does solo challenges, if you're familiar with that. Just go through one by one and knock them the hell out. And once you're done with them, you're done with them. You don't have to do them again. Super easy. You don't need a team to do moments because they give you the players the cards. So that's another very easy way. Just build up the stub count, build up all that, and get to a squad you want to do. But this is one of the best squads you can get for budget squads. If you want some other options, comment down below. Hey, I don't have this left fielder who's a good fill-in, and I can give you some other options as well that are maybe cheaper or easier to grind for if that's what you're looking for. But these are the main guys that I use or that I see in God squads that you can get for very cheap that don't take 5 hours or 6 hours alone to grind for. These guys are all about 1 hour grinds at the absolute most, individually. With that being said, make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe. If you enjoy this style of content, drop a comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.